has always been a lot of question and debates about how safe a high intensity training is or how effective a steady state training is. There have been instances where people have shifted over completely from steady state to high intensity training, assuming that steady state training is not effective anymore. Good morning, good evening, this is Kiran from Team Fit Lab. Today we're going to discuss about a very interesting topic, HIIT versus steady state training. Which is the most effective form of training and how to use them in your week-on-week training methodology. HIIT is an acronym for High Intensity Interval Training. Now there are two catchwords in this, high intensity and interval, which suggests that this form of training allows us to work very heavy in short durations of time. Now the obvious question here is how heavy is very heavy? And the answer is, if we can manage to go breathless or achieve a point of failure within that small time duration, then we have achieved the high intensity interval training objectives. In contrast, a steady state training is all about constantly increasing the intensity of the workout and constantly decreasing the intensity of the workout. This suggests that you may or may not hit breathlessness at all throughout the workout. Even if you hit a point of breathlessness, that would be the peak of the workout, and from there you would start reducing the intensity, which goes all the way towards the cool down. Let's analyze these two formats of training in depth. Now for our easy understanding, let's consider three parameters: fuel usage, heart rate and calorie burn. Let's take the first parameter, the fuel usage. During steady state training, since we don't hit the breathless zone, there is a constant supply of oxygen, which means fat is a source of energy. So throughout the workout, the fat is used to provide energy for our workout. Whereas during high intensity training, since we have constant breathlessness through the intervals, we have a combination of fat and glycogen store used as our energy source. Now let's consider parameter number 2, heart rate. If you're training in steady state, there's a constant increase and a constant decrease of your heart rate throughout the workout, which means you may or may not hit the maximum heart rate. Even if you hit your maximum heart rate, it should be only once throughout the workout. So it's going to be a smooth parabola from the start towards the end of the workout. During a high intensity training, we hit high or the maximum heart rate multiple times throughout the workout, which means you're exercising your cardiovascular system intensively multiple times during the session. Now let's consider the last parameter and the most important one, the calorie burn. During a steady state training, which we already learned that we do not go breathless and we do not hit the maximum heart rate throughout the workout, it's an indication that we can go for a longer duration with less number of calorie burn per minute. In contrast, for a high intensity training where we hit multiple times on the maximum heart rate and also go breathless multiple times, we initially start off with a lesser calorie burn, but as the time duration increases, the calorie burn per minute also keeps increasing. Now what does this suggest? This suggests that if you can train 60 minutes on a steady state training, it implies that you can work around 30 to 35 minutes on a high intensity interval training, which also means if we take a 60-minute window, our calorie burn on a steady state training or on a high intensity interval training more or less remains the same, with plus or minus 100 calorie burn extra. So what did we learn from these three parameters? If calorie burn was the main goal, HIIT or steady state has nothing much different to offer, because on a 60-minute time frame, both of them burn the same amount of calories. However, steady state training has lesser impact on joints compared to high intensity training. But with high intensity training, with a lot of maximum heart peaks, also during those breathless zones, it indicates that there is a lot of positive advantages and benefits on our cardiovascular system. Since both of them have equal advantages to offer, the best way to schedule our weekly training is to evenly distribute both forms of training throughout the week. Now with this, we can reap advantages of both the forms of training in our weekly routine. With the small amount of knowledge, what we have learned so far, Let's try and incorporate them in our weekly training schedule and see if we can step up our fitness level to the next step. With this, signing off from FitLab Academy, my name is Kiran. Thank you so much. Have a lovely week. Stay fit, stay safe. Thank you.